Hey everyone, my name is Darrell, and today I'm going to show you a web server that I have built. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how your browser gets a web page, and you'll see my server doing it live. Let's get into it. Before I show you any code, let me explain what a web server actually does. Think of it like a restaurant. You're the customer, your browser's the waiter, and the web server is the kitchen. When you type a URL into your browser, you're essentially just placing an order. The server goes and finds that file and sends it back to your browser to display. Well, what if you order something that's not on the menu? Well, the kitchen won't be able to make it in real life. So instead of crashing, a good server sends back a polite message saying 404 not found. Here's how my server works step by step. First and foremost, it starts up and just sits there waiting. Think of it like a shop that's open but has no customers just yet. The moment a browser connects, it sends a request. My server then reads that request, finds the file on the computer, and sends it back with a 200 OK header, which is HTTP's way of saying, here you go, all good. The browser then takes that and displays the page. If the file doesn't exist, the server takes the other path. It catches the error and sends back a 404 header instead. So now let me show you a few key parts of the code. The first thing my server does is create what's called a socket. Think of it as the front door of a building. It's the point where connections come in. I assign it a specific address and a port number, which is essentially like the door number. I'm using port 6789 in my case. Then I call listen, which basically puts a sign on the door that says open for business. These three lines are the foundation of the entire server. So after all of that, once the browser connects, it sends a text message. My server reads that, splits it up, and grabs the file name from the middle of the request. Then it opens up that file, reads the content, and sends back an HTTP response. The response starts with a header, in this case it's HTTP 1.1 200 OK, which tells the browser everything went fine. Then the actual file content follows with it. This is how every website we've ever visited works at a fundamental level. A server receives a request, finds a file, and sends it back. Exactly like how my server does it. Now, what exactly happens if someone asks for a file that doesn't exist? When Python tries to open a file that isn't there, it throws an IO error. I catch that error, and instead of letting the server crash, I send back a 404 not found response. This is actually a very important step, as a server that cat as a server that crashes every single time someone types the wrong URL is not very ideal. Right, now for the demo, I'll first load hello world.html in the browser, which is existing file. Then I'll try to access a file that doesn't exist and show you the 404 response. So here you go. Here's my code. Here's the server itself. I'll go ahead and run the server by clicking the run and debug button. Okay. Ready to serve indicates that the server is ready. I'll now go to my browser and click on the existing link. I'll first input my IP address, followed by a colon, and the port number associated with it, and the existing file. In this case, it's hello world.html. So here you go. It then returns to me a web page correctly. However, I'm going to demonstrate exactly what happens if I try to load a non-existent file. So let's do hello Darrell.html in this case. So instead of the server crashing, it sends a 404 not found page gracefully. So to wrap it up, I built a working TCP server in Python using socket programming. It listens for connections, reads HTTP GET requests, serves real files to a browser, and handles missing files with a proper 404 response. What I got out of this project is a genuine understanding of what happens under the hood every single time you visit a website. Thank you again for watching.